Hello everyone, I thought today I would do a little video on my Brompton A-line. I've had it for about 8 months and figured that I know enough about it now that maybe I could share a couple of things. Um, First, I had no idea that this was going to become my favorite bike, but it has. And as I go through it, I'm sure you'll figure out why I've come to that conclusion. I suppose I'll start at the front and move to the back of the bike and give you what I've done and why I like it. The first change I made was adding this AliExpress block on the front. I like it. I think it looks a lot better than the Brompton one. It's metal, so there might be some vibration that you could fix with a little tape or something if you have metal corresponding female parts. Anyway, real easy to press and take off. You can see the release there. Quite happy with it. Right behind that, initially I went for the tool case that went inside here, but I gotta say, although it was a cute idea, I did not wind up keeping it. I went for the bag underneath the seat because it's just so much more convenient. I get a flat or something. It's easy to pull the tools out and invert the bike and get to work right away rather than having to crack open the frame. Let's move up to the handlebars here. Um, I have a variety of different things that I could do here, adding something different, and I'll show that in a minute. I went for the Miracle mirror in that configuration, so it's not sticking out so much that I can easily move through traffic and not get hung up on things. In that position, it doesn't wind up messing with the fold. Also on AliExpress, I got this little bar that comes across. I think this is the M handlebars, but it gives me a little bit extra places, a few extra places here to put things like my speaker, my light for the front. And I like how I have it set up here with the shifter because you'll see when you invert the bike, if you have it in the regular position, it winds up being a problem. You can look down the bars right here and see that inverting this bike, it would sit on nothing but the handlebar grips. And let's see if I can do a little demonstration of how I have this set up for my shifting. And it's really convenient. Just switch and switch, switch and switch, rather than the toggle being up. So it's a much superior position for inverting the bike, and you can see it just is so convenient. I wound up not going for folding pedals. I like big platforms, and that's what I stick with. I have no problem when I fold up the bike with these things getting caught on anything, so I just thought that was an added complication. I do not slide the seat post up and down if I can help it. So I've locked it in with an extra clamp here. I like that because I like to be able to extend the seat up before I invert it in order to work on it. It puts the bike up higher and allows me to work easier on it. Um, since I don't put the seat down, the bike does not lock in its folded position, and I'll show you how I solved that in a little bit. I went for this Q rack, which I like, something cuter look, I suppose. And the Brompton rack is tilted down towards the back, which I don't like the look of. This works fine for me. The wheels are different here. You can see these easy wheels came with the Q rack. These ones are cheapies that I just got that are skate wheels. If these easy wheels ever go bad, the skate wheels is what I'll go to because they're so cheap and stout. Um, this is Brompton's bottom of the line, I think, the A-line. It's only got three gears, and I'm quite happy with that. I talked with people who had six on bike trips, and they said it was the shifting with six gears is wonky and they just would have gone with the 3. I'm quite happy with the 3. In order to make the 3 work for me, though, I went to a 39 tooth chain ring, and that puts it in the perfect spot for me. I had to remove one link for the chain, I think, to make it work well, so that there's not too much slack. Um, I have a top end probably of about 20 miles an hour if in third gear with the 39 here, which is plenty for me anyways. I live here in California, Southern California, so rain is not a problem. I did not want mud guards and the complications that they bring. Um, I do have a solution for that, and I'll show you in a minute how I set it up in order to beat the rain so I don't get the stripe up my butt from that opening in the back. I don't worry too much about getting spray in the rain from my front tire. Seems like the frame shields me from it pretty well. But I got this ardently from AliExpress again, I believe. And it is a rear fender that rolls up tiny, and you can toss it in a bag. It unrolls like this and takes this shape, and then I'll put it on the bike and show you how it looks and how much coverage I get from this thing in the rear. And there it is. It slides right through my rack quite easily, attaches to the frame here, and gives me full spray coverage. You can see as I come over the seat, back tire is completely covered. Any spray that would come up stops with that. Really impressed with this thing, and it's so nice to have it with me in my bag, rolled up, and then deploy it when I need it, but not have to deal with the hassles of having full-time mud guards when I don't need it here, where it never rains, it seems. These are the bags I bought. This is a Rhino Walk. I think it's 7 liters. I like this as a replacement for the water bottle holder right there. I can put this right here, and acts like a really nice little suitcase for me. Lots of room inside, if need be. And then I also bought this little Rhino Walk. It's almost like a lunch case. It's insulated. It's also about 7 liters. Got the female clamp there to slide on. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Slides on like that. Quickly comes off by just pulling this back and releasing it. See if I can not drop it, which I can't. So I'm quite happy with those choices. I went for the Schwalbe Marathon green tires, working out great. I find I still have incredible pickup and speed with them, not too heavy. My seat is a Bontrager Boulevard. I like it a lot. Mostly I use it because I had quite a few of them from all my electric bikes. And as promised, how I like to carry the bike with the seat up. Some people put Velcro straps on down here in order to keep the bike together while the seat is up. I don't like hassling with that. So sort of fiddled around and came up with a way to pick up the bike and have it stay together. And let's see if I can show you this. Thumb around the frame, fingers around the rim, and just pick it up. Easy peasy. Goes wherever I want. I might put my hands at the back of the seat in order to manipulate it, but that's it. Pick it up, stays together. Piece of cake. I can turn it any which way I want. Hope you can see that on the camera. I don't have a way to move the camera away from the bike, so there you go. Something else that I think is very important also is on these bikes, depending on what kind of pedals you have and what kind of shoes you wear, a lot of people suffer from heel strike as they come around with the pedals here and then hit their heels on these wheels. Something that I've found on all my bikes, and the reason I use them is because it actually saves my knees and pushes the pedals further away from the bike, are these little things that we call knee savers. They're pedal extensions, and so they move the pedal away from the bike, also moving your feet away from the wheels, and heel strike is solved. I think what I would do is measure the distance between your feet in a comfortable standing position, and you can determine then with the distance from the middle of the frame to the pedal, whether you got a long enough pedal extender here. They come in varying sizes, so you can kind of experiment with that, but I love them, put them on all my bikes. And finally, a little look at my setup on the handlebars. Light right here. That's why I like that little crossbar. I like listening to music while I go. And so I have a little spot for a speaker that's easily removable. Let's see if I can do this also with one hand. There it goes. And I could just take that off when the time comes. I've got to invert the bike. And there you go. Still clear down the side.